Have you ever wondered how the world became interconnected long before the internet? It's a fascinating question, isn't it? Before the days of instant digital communication, humanity found other ways to bridge vast distances. Imagine a time when our world was not divided by political boundaries or language barriers, but connected by an intricate network of trade routes. This concept of early globalization is not a new phenomenon, but a vital part of our history. It was through these trade routes that cultures intertwined, ideas spread, and economies flourished. Among these routes, one stands out for its sheer scale and lasting impact: the Silk Road. Named for the precious commodity that was its most famous cargo, the Silk Road was far more than a simple trade route. It was a pulsating artery of culture and knowledge that spanned continents and civilizations. The Silk Road holds the answer: a centuries-old network that shaped the world as we know it today. Our journey begins in the 2nd century BC, in the heart of ancient China. Under the firm rule of the Han Dynasty, a network of trade routes started to take shape, weaving a path from the sun-baked sands of China to the distant markets of the Mediterranean. This network, later christened as the Silk Road, wasn't established on a whim. No, it was a calculated move, a strategic response to the demands of the time. The Han Dynasty, ruling over a prosperous and expansive empire, was constantly under threat from nomadic tribes. To keep these threats at bay, the Han forged alliances with these tribes, and these alliances often involved trade. But the Han didn't just trade to keep the peace, they traded to thrive. The Silk Road was initially a conduit for silk, as the name suggests. China had a monopoly on silk production, a luxury item that was in high demand in the West. But it wasn't just silk that made its way along this ancient superhighway. It became a bustling artery of commerce, carrying goods, ideas, and cultures across continents. From the east, besides silk, commodities like spices, tea, and porcelain traveled towards the west. From the west, precious metals, textiles, and various other goods journeyed to the east. This exchange wasn't limited to tangible goods. Knowledge, religion, art, and technology also hitched a ride on these caravans, slowly spreading and transforming societies along the route. It's fascinating to think about, isn't it? A simple need for security and prosperity gave birth to a network that would reshape the world. It wasn't just a road for goods, it was a pathway for progress, a highway of human connection. Thus, born out of necessity and ambition, the Silk Road began its silent work of weaving the world together. The Silk Road, with its humble beginnings in the 2nd century BC, set the stage for a global exchange that still reverberates in our world today. As time passed, the Silk Road did not just remain a path between China and the West. Like a growing tree spreading its branches, the Silk Road expanded, reaching out to various civilizations and weaving them into its intricate network. From a single thread, it evolved into a rich tapestry, vibrant and diverse. The expansion of the Silk Road is a tale of exploration, adventure, and the indomitable human spirit. The route, initially a direct link between China and the West, began to diverge, forming what we now know as the northern and southern routes. The northern route, the more direct of the two, traversed the steppes of Mongolia, while the southern route meandered through the treacherous mountains and deserts of Central Asia. But the Silk Road was not content with just these two paths. It stretched its tendrils further, reaching out to the Indian subcontinent, the Persian Empire, the Arabian Peninsula, and even the distant lands of Rome. Each new civilization it touched, it absorbed into its fold, creating a truly global network of commerce and exchange. The Silk Road was not just about silk, spices, and precious metals. It was about people. The traders and travelers who braved its challenging terrains, the scholars and monks who sought knowledge and enlightenment, the artisans and craftsmen who found inspiration and patronage. It was about the cities and towns that sprang up along its length, bustling with life and activity. With every new civilization it touched, the Silk Road brought with it not just goods, but ideas and cultures. It became a conduit for the exchange of philosophies, religions, technologies, and artistic styles. The Silk Road was a melting pot where different cultures met, interacted, and influenced each other. It was a crucible of innovation where new ideas were born and old ones were refined. The Silk Road was now not just a trade route, but a highway of cultures, ideas, and innovations. It was the world's first global superhighway, connecting distant lands and diverse peoples, fostering understanding and cooperation, and shaping the course of human history. The Silk Road was not just about silk and spices, but it was also a catalyst for change. This legendary network of trade routes stretching over 4,000 miles was a melting pot of civilizations, fostering exchange and growth on an unprecedented scale. Let's consider the cultural dimension first. The Silk Road was a stage for cultural exchange, where the East met the West. Imagine a Chinese scholar learning about Greek philosophy, or a Roman artist marveling at the elegance of Chinese silk. The Silk Road facilitated these encounters, enabling the sharing of ideas, beliefs, art, and literature, thereby enriching the cultures of the many civilizations it touched. But the exchange was not limited to cultural elements. The Silk Road also played a significant role in the spread of religions. Buddhism is a prime example. Originating in ancient India, Buddhism found its way to China and other parts of East Asia, primarily through the Silk Road. The spread of Islam, Christianity, and other religions along the trade routes also shaped the religious landscapes of many regions, infusing them with diverse beliefs and practices. Now, let's talk about technology. The Silk Road was a conduit for technological innovation. Gunpowder, papermaking, and the compass, among other things, traveled from China to the West, profoundly influencing the course of history. Conversely, the westward movement of technologies like glassmaking and metalworking impacted Eastern societies. The Silk Road was more than a mere trade route. It was a bridge connecting distant lands, a conduit for the flow of knowledge, beliefs, and innovations. It nurtured a global consciousness, fostering understanding and cooperation among diverse civilizations. In essence, the Silk Road was a catalyst for change, subtly yet significantly influencing the course of human history. By fostering cultural, religious, and technological exchanges, it reshaped civilizations, paving the way for the interconnected world we live in today. The Silk Road, in its quiet, relentless way, was reshaping the world. All good things, they say, must come to an end. As the sun began to set on the golden age of the Silk Road, a series of factors came into play that would ultimately lead to its decline. Among these were the fall of empires, the rise of maritime trade, and the spread of diseases. The Silk Road was a product of the powerful empires that protected and promoted it. The Han dynasty in China, the Parthian Empire in Persia, and the mighty Roman Empire in the West were its guardians. However, as these empires began to crumble, so too did the Silk Road. The fall of the Han dynasty in the 3rd century, followed by the collapse of the Roman Empire in the 5th century, severely disrupted trade. Without the protection of these empires, the Silk Road became a perilous journey. Bandits and thieves preyed on merchants, and the once bustling trade route began to wither. The rise of maritime trade also played a significant role in the decline of the Silk Road. As technology advanced, sea voyages became safer and more reliable. Ships could carry larger cargoes than caravans, and the journey by sea was often faster and less dangerous. The allure of the open seas began to draw merchants away from the dusty trails of the Silk Road. Lastly, the Silk Road, which had once facilitated the spread of ideas and culture, became a conduit for something far more sinister: disease. The most notorious of these was the Black Death, a plague that swept across Europe in the 14th century, killing millions. The disease is believed to have traveled along the Silk Road, carried by fleas on rats. The Silk Road might have faded, but its impact was indelible. The exchange of goods, ideas, and cultures it facilitated left a lasting imprint on the world. Its decline marked the end of an era, but its legacy continues to shape our world today. The Silk Road, silent and long forgotten, still whispers its stories to us. Its legacy is not confined to the annals of history, but resonates in the world we live in today. The Silk Road, once a bustling network of trade routes, has left an indelible mark on our contemporary landscape. Its influence is seen in global trade, cultural exchange, and international relations. Let's start with global trade. The Silk Road was the original global supply chain, connecting the East to the West, facilitating the flow of goods, ideas, and cultures. Today, the spirit of the Silk Road lives on in our globalized economy. The routes have evolved, the modes of transportation have advanced, but the essence remains the same. We still trade goods across continents, echoing the exchange of silk, spices, and precious metals of yesteryears. Then there's cultural exchange. The Silk Road was more than a trade route. It was a conduit of culture, a highway of human connection. As merchants traveled, they brought with them not just goods, but their beliefs, arts, languages, and cuisines. This exchange of cultures led to a rich tapestry of human civilization, the threads of which can still be traced today. From the noodle dishes of Italy, thought to be influenced by Chinese pasta, to the spread of Buddhism along the Silk Road, the effects of these cultural exchanges are deeply embedded in our societies. Finally, international relations. The Silk Road fostered diplomacy and peace among nations, as maintaining trade required stability and cooperation. Today, we see its reflection in our international institutions and agreements that aim to promote peace and facilitate trade. The Silk Road, in a way, was the precursor to our modern concept of globalization. The echoes of the Silk Road still resonate in our interconnected world today. Its legacy is a testament to the enduring power of trade, cultural exchange, and human connection. It's a reminder that we are, and have always been, a world interconnected, bound by the threads of shared history and common destiny. So, what does the journey of the Silk Road teach us? Our journey began with the birth of the Silk Road, an intricate web of paths and routes weaving together the East and the West. It wasn't merely a road, but a symbol of connection and unity. It was established during the Han Dynasty, around 2 centuries before Christ. A daring initiative, it sought to forge new paths, explore uncharted territories, and create an unprecedented network of trade and cultural exchange. The establishment of the Silk Road was a testament to human curiosity and ambition. It displayed our inherent desire to reach beyond our immediate surroundings, to explore the unknown, and to engage with diverse cultures and ways of life. The Silk Road wasn't just a road, it was a conduit for dreams, aspirations, and the promise of prosperity. As we moved along, we witnessed the expansion of this magnificent route. The Silk Road, over the course of several centuries, stretched across continents, reaching the Mediterranean Sea and the African coasts. The expansion wasn't merely geographical, it was a proliferation of knowledge, ideas, and cultural practices. It was a time when the world became smaller, more interconnected, and more vibrant. The impact of the Silk Road on civilizations was profound and far-reaching. It wasn't just about the exchange of goods, it was about the exchange of stories, beliefs, traditions, and technologies. It fostered mutual understanding, respect, and cooperation among diverse peoples and cultures. It was a catalyst for the progress of civilizations, sparking innovations, promoting cultural appreciation, and even influencing the course of history. But as with all great things, the Silk Road too saw its decline. The rise of maritime trade routes, political instability, and natural calamities led to the gradual fading of this once bustling highway of commerce and culture. The decline was a reflection of the impermanence of human creations and the constant flux of history. But even in its decline, the Silk Road left behind a profound legacy. The legacy of the Silk Road is not just about the remnants of ancient trade routes or the historical artifacts that were exchanged. It's about the enduring spirit of human connection, the power of cultural exchange, and the timeless value of mutual respect and understanding. The Silk Road represents a time when humanity transcended geographical boundaries and cultural differences to create a shared space of prosperity and learning. The Silk Road also serves as a reminder of the potential pitfalls and challenges that come with expansion and interconnection. It reminds us of the importance of maintaining balance, of respecting diverse cultures and ways of life, and of fostering a spirit of cooperation and mutual benefit. The journey of the Silk Road is a journey of human ambition, resilience, and connection. It's a journey that continues to inspire us, reminding us of our shared history, our common humanity, and our collective potential. It encourages us to look beyond our immediate surroundings, to embrace diversity, and to strive for mutual understanding and respect. The Silk Road is more than a historical phenomenon, it's a symbol of our shared human journey. It's a testament to our ability to dream, to explore, to connect, and to create. It's a reminder of our capacity for resilience, for adaptation, and for progress. It's a symbol of our shared aspiration for a world that is not divided by walls, but connected by bridges. The Silk Road, a testament to human ambition and resilience, continues to inspire us to build bridges, not walls.